Long ago, before Ghana became independent, our country was called the Gold Coast. The people worked hard on farms, traded in markets, and lived under British colonial rule.
Many families earned their living through farming. Cocoa was one of the most important crops.
Father, why do we work so early every day?
Because hard work helps us feed our family, my son.
Women were also very important. They traded goods, cared for families, and helped keep communities strong.
Good morning, Amma.
Good morning. May today bring blessings to us all.
Elders helped younger generations understand their history and traditions.
Nana, who makes the rules for the whole country?
Some rules come from our chiefs, my boy. Others came from the British government. The British administration needed money to run roads, hospitals, and government services.
We must find a way to raise funds for the administration. Perhaps a tax could help.
Government services cost money. Leaders began discussing how citizens could contribute. One idea was called a poll tax. A poll tax meant each adult person would pay a fixed amount.
Every adult contributing equally may help raise the funds we need.
When people heard about the proposed tax, they began asking many questions. What exactly is this tax?
Will everyone be expected to pay?
Taxes were not always easy for people to understand, especially when money was already difficult to earn.
Father, why would we have to pay money to the government?
That is exactly what many people wanted to know. The discussion about the poll tax had only just begun. Soon, it would become a very important issue in the Gold Coast. Before we decide anything, we must understand it well. News traveled slowly in those days. People learned important information from elders, travelers, and messengers.
Nana, what is this poll tax everyone is talking about?
It is a payment the British government wants every adult to make. Messengers carried news from one community to another because there were no radios or televisions. I bring news from the colonial government.
Please tell us what is happening.
They have announced a new tax on all people.
The British believed that collecting money from adults could help pay for roads, public buildings, and other government services. If everyone contributes, the government can improve the colony. That is our hope.
Life continued as usual, but many families wondered how they would find extra money for a new tax.
Food for my family comes first. They struggled to make ends meet.
Money is already hard to earn.
Every penny was precious. Children often learned about important events by listening carefully to adults.
Father, why doesn't everyone agree with the tax?
Some people fear it will be difficult to pay. Chiefs and elders gathered to discuss what the new tax might mean for their people. We must think carefully before accepting this. Our people's welfare comes first.
The government tried to explain why it wanted to introduce the poll tax. The money would help provide public services.
Our people must understand before they can support such an idea.
Many families earned only a small amount of money. Even a small tax could be a burden. Some days are good, other days we sell very little. That is why people are worried. Money was already scarce, and now a new tax was coming.
Across the Gold Coast, conversations about the poll tax became more common.
Will everyone truly have to pay?
Many questions still remain. The idea of the poll tax spread from one community to another. Soon, the people of the Gold Coast would have to decide how they would respond.
I wonder what will happen next.
History is about to teach us an important lesson.
As the days passed, the news of the poll tax reached more towns and villages. Everywhere, people talked about what it might mean for their families.
Everyone is asking the same question.
How will we find the money to pay? Elders reminded the young people that understanding a law was just as important as obeying it.
Nana, why didn't the government ask everyone before making this decision?
That question was on many people's minds. The British administration believed the money collected could help improve roads, government offices, and other public services.
The colony needs better roads. That is one reason for introducing the tax.
Markets were the heart of many communities. Here, people not only traded goods but also shared important news. Have you heard more about the new tax? Everyone is talking about it. Rumors of the new poll tax spread quickly through the busy markets. Many hardworking farmers worried because their earnings depended on successful harvests.
What if someone cannot pay?
That is one reason people are concerned. Many chiefs believed their people should clearly understand why the tax was being introduced before accepting it. Our people deserve clear explanations. We must listen to everyone's concerns. Meetings continued between colonial officials and traditional leaders. Each side explained its views.
We believe this tax will help develop the colony.
Development is important, but our people must also be treated fairly. Although opinions differed, people continued speaking peacefully with one another.
Perhaps more discussions will help?
We all want what is best for our families. Young people learned an important lesson. Asking respectful questions helps us understand history.
Nana, can one law change a whole country?
Sometimes, my son, one decision can shape history for many years. The discussion about the poll tax was spreading across the Gold Coast. In the next chapter, people would begin deciding how they wished to respond. As the discussion spread, more communities wanted to understand exactly how the poll tax would work before accepting it. We have heard many stories. Today, let us listen carefully and seek the truth. The government explained that every adult would be expected to contribute the same amount of money. The payment is expected from every adult.
Does that include both rich and poor?
Yes, that is the proposal. Some families believed they could manage the payment, while others worried it would be difficult during poor harvest seasons.
Will every farming season be good enough?
No, my son. Some years are harder than others.
Farmers were not the only people affected. Fishermen, traders, and craftsmen also wondered how the tax would affect their daily lives.
Fishing is not always successful. Some days we return with very little. The colonial government believed the tax would provide a steady source of money for administration and public services.
If collection succeeds, more projects can be completed. That is our expectation. But its implementation would prove difficult.
Many chiefs agreed that the people deserved clear explanations before any money was collected.
The people trust us to guide them wisely. We must protect both peace and fairness.
The marketplace remained the center of community life, where news spread quickly from one person to another.
Did you hear the elders are meeting tomorrow?
I wonder what it is about.
Has anyone agreed to the tax yet? Many people are still thinking carefully.
Although opinions differed, neighbors continued to respect one another and exchange ideas calmly.
Everyone wants a better future.
Yes, but people also worry about paying.
Silver was hard to come by.
History often begins with ordinary people asking important questions.
Nana, do governments always make the right decisions?
Governments are made up of people. That is why listening and understanding are so important.
The discussions about the poll tax continued across the Gold Coast. Soon, people would begin to express their support, their concerns, and their hopes for the future.
Even as daily life continued, discussions about the poll tax became more serious throughout the Gold Coast.
Father, everyone is still talking about the tax.
Yes, my son, people want to understand how it will affect them. The elders encouraged everyone to remain peaceful, to ask questions, and listen carefully before making judgments. Wisdom comes from listening before speaking.
We must understand every detail. Colonial officials continued meeting with traditional leaders to explain why the government wanted the tax. We believe the money can support public services.
The people also need confidence that the money will truly benefit everyone.
The marketplace remained the center of conversation. News traveled from one customer to another. Some towns support the idea. Others still have many questions.
Many farmers worried that poor harvests could make it difficult to pay a fixed tax every year. Not every season brings a good harvest. That is why many people are concerned. In those days, messengers were the main way important government information reached communities.
I have more information from the administration. Please explain it clearly.
Children often learned the meaning of fairness by listening to conversations between adults.
Nana, why do people have different opinions?
Because every family experiences life differently.
The government also had to think about how such a tax could be collected across many communities. Some villages are very far away. Collection will not be easy.
Although opinions differed, many people believed discussions should continue before any final decisions were accepted.
It is good when people listen to one another.
Peace begins with understanding.
The debate over the poll tax continued across the Gold Coast. The coming days would show that introducing a law is one thing, but gaining the people's support is another. The Poll Tax Ordinance had now become one of the most talked about subjects across the Gold Coast. Every community wanted to know what would happen next.
Father, has anyone started paying the tax yet?
Not everywhere, my son. Many communities are still discussing it. Traditional leaders continued meeting to hear the concerns of their people before deciding how to respond. We must speak with wisdom. Our responsibility is to protect our people and preserve peace. Colonial officials soon realized that introducing a law was easier than convincing everyone to accept it.
Many villages are asking more questions. We must continue explaining our reasons.
Markets remained important places where people exchanged both goods and ideas.
Every market I visit, people are discussing the poll tax. Yes, everyone wants to understand what it means.
Many families depended entirely on farming. Harvests were poor, even a small tax could become difficult to pay.
When the harvest is small, every coin matters. That is why many people remain worried. The government continued sending messengers from village to village to explain the purpose of the Poll Tax Ordinance. I have come to answer your questions. Please explain everything clearly. Learning history often begins with asking thoughtful questions.
Why do some people support the tax while others do not?
People see the same problem from different experiences, my son.
Collecting taxes across the Gold Coast was difficult. Many communities were far apart and travel was slow. Some villages take many days to reach. That makes collection much more difficult.
Across the Gold Coast, families continued to discuss the new law. Many wanted more time before accepting such an important change.
We should continue listening to one another.
Good decisions come from understanding.
Although the Poll Tax Ordinance had become law, collecting the tax proved far more difficult than expected. In many places, people remained hesitant, and the government struggled to enforce it.
As time passed, the government discovered that making a law and successfully collecting the tax were two very different things.
Father, are people paying their tax now?
Some may have tried, but in many places it was proving very difficult. Reports from different communities showed that many people were still unwilling or unable to pay the poll tax.
Sir, many villages have not paid.
We expected challenges, but this is greater than we imagined.
Traditional leaders continued listening to the concerns of their people.
Many families say they cannot afford another payment. We must continue speaking honestly with both the people and the government.
Even in the busiest marketplaces, the poll tax remained an important topic of conversation.
Business is already difficult. Many families are trying their best.
Many farmers believe that forcing everyone to pay the same amount did not always reflect the different challenges families faced.
Some harvests are good, others are not. That is why many people continue to ask questions.
The size of the Gold Coast made tax collection slow and difficult. Some villages were many days apart. History teaches us that good leadership requires listening as well as speaking.
Nana, what happens when many people disagree with a law?
Leaders must understand why people feel that way.
The poll tax did not raise as much money as the government had hoped.
The income is far below our expectations.
The plan is not working as we intended.
Although opinions remained different, people continued to value peaceful discussion and mutual respect. Every family has its own struggles.
Understanding one another is always important. The Poll Tax Ordinance faced many challenges. Because of resistance and the difficulty of collecting the money, it never achieved the success the colonial government had expected.
By now, it had become clear that the Poll Tax Ordinance was not achieving the results the colonial government had hoped for.
Father, why is it so difficult to collect the tax?
Because many people could not pay it, and many others did not believe it was fair.
Government officials received reports showing that tax collection remained slow and inconsistent. Many districts have collected very little. We must accept that the plan is facing serious difficulties.
Traditional leaders continued to speak on behalf of their communities and explain the concerns of ordinary people.
The people have spoken honestly. Their voices deserve to be heard.
Life continued across the Gold Coast. Families still worked hard every day to provide food and care for one another.
Life must continue. Yes, we must always work together as a community.
Despite the challenges, the people of the Gold Coast continued farming, fishing, trading, and supporting their families.
Father, hard work never stops.
That is how our communities remain strong.
The debate over the poll tax became an important lesson in the history of the Gold Coast. It showed that governments must earn the trust and cooperation of the people.
History is not only about kings and governments. It is also about ordinary people whose voices help shape the future.
Nana, every person can help make history?
Yes, my son. Every generation leaves its mark.
The experience also taught the colonial administration that introducing new policies without broad public support could be very difficult. There is much we must learn from this experience.
For real progress can only be built on understanding.
Although the Poll Tax Ordinance faced many challenges, the people of the Gold Coast remained united by family, community, and hope for a better future.
Whatever happens, we stand together.
Together we overcome challenges.
Our story is almost complete. In the final chapter, we will discover what lasting lessons the Poll Tax Ordinance left behind and why historians still remember it today.
Although the Poll Tax Ordinance remained a part of history, it never achieved the success the colonial government had expected.
Father, what happened after all the discussions?
The government found it difficult to collect the tax from many communities, and so resistance grew.
The reports showed that resistance, misunderstandings, and the practical difficulties of collecting the tax prevented it from raising the expected amount of money. The results are far below what we planned. This has been a difficult lesson for the administration.
Traditional leaders continued encouraging peace, unity, and respectful dialogue. When people listen to one another, communities grow stronger. Wisdom always begins with understanding.
Life in the Gold Coast continued. Families returned to farming, fishing, trading, and caring for one another.
The market is busy again. Life must always move forward.
Parents continued teaching their children the values of honesty, hard work, and responsibility.
Father, history teaches many lessons.
Yes, we learn from the past so we can build a better future. The Poll Tax Ordinance became one of the important events in the history of the Gold Coast because it showed that governments need the understanding and cooperation of the people. History is a gift passed from one generation to the next. By remembering the past, we become wiser for the future. And that is how our people stood together.
One day, I will tell these stories too.
That is how history lives on.
The people of the Gold Coast remained hardworking, resilient, and hopeful. Their experiences became part of the story that would one day lead to the nation now known as Ghana.
Every person in this story saw the Poll Tax Ordinance from a different point of view.
Together, their experiences remind us that history is shaped by many voices.
Understanding one another brings wisdom.
Every decision teaches an important lesson.
May future generations always value knowledge. The Poll Tax Ordinance of 1852 reminds us that history is more than laws and governments. It is the story of ordinary people. Their hopes, their questions, and their determination to build better communities. By learning about the past, we gain wisdom to shape a brighter future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the Gold Coast.
I will always remember this story.
And one day, you will share it with others. For history lives on whenever we teach it.